All praise is for Allah, the one who created our hearts, our emotions, and our desires. My dear sisters, especially the young ones, today's world is full of confusion. Feelings are glorified, boundaries are blurred, and modesty is often misunderstood. Many young girls ask this question: is it wrong if I talk to a boy I like in school? This question comes from a pure heart that wants to do what is right, but also struggles with human emotion. Islam never denies feelings. It guides them. It doesn't suppress your heart, it protects it. So today, let's reflect deeply on what Islam teaches us about emotions, attraction, and maintaining purity, not out of fear, but out of love for Allah and dignity for ourselves. My dear sister, having feelings or admiration for someone is not a sin. Allah created the heart, and He knows it feels, it attaches, and it desires. The problem is not the feeling, it is what we choose to do with it. Islam never tells us to become emotionless, it teaches us discipline, to feel, but not to fall. When you find yourself liking someone, especially at a young age, the first step is honesty. Be honest with yourself and with Allah. Tell yourself, yes, I have feelings, but I want to please my Lord more than I want to please my heart. This shift of intention changes everything. Because every desire, when guided by Allah's limits, becomes a form of worship. But when it crosses His boundaries, it becomes a test that can steal your peace. Talking casually with a boy you like may seem harmless at first. You may tell yourself, it's just a conversation, just friendship. But the heart is delicate. It attaches through words, kindness, and attention. What begins as a message, a laugh, or a small talk can slowly grow into attachment, and attachment can blind you from what's right. The Prophet warned that no man and woman are alone or engage privately except that Shaytan is the third between them. That's not because Allah wants to restrict you. It's because He wants to protect you. You see, your heart is precious. It was never meant to be tested in every hallway or online chat. It was meant to be protected until it finds the one Allah has written for you, through halal means, through respect, through marriage. When you guard your heart today, you honor your future self, your family, and your faith. So what should you do when these feelings arise? First, turn to Allah. Tell Him about your heart. He listens even when no one else does. Make dua, why Allah? If this feeling is good for my faith and my future, guide it. If not, remove it from my heart. The more you talk to Allah, the less you'll feel the need to talk to anyone else about it. Fill your time with purpose, studies, Quran learning, serving others. The more you occupy your heart with good, the less space there will be for distraction. Remember, every emotion can be purified if directed toward the one who gave it. So yes, feelings are natural, but they are a trust from Allah, to be guided, not followed blindly. True peace doesn't come from attention, it comes from obedience. And the more you guard your heart for Allah, lowering the gaze is one of the greatest protections Allah has given to both men and women. It is not a restriction, it is a shield, a mercy from the one who created the heart and knows its weaknesses. When Allah commands us in the Quran, tell the believing women to lower their gaze and guard their modesty, it is because He knows how easily the eyes can open the door to the heart. A single glance can plant a thought. The thought can turn into desire, and desire can lead to action. What begins with the eyes often ends with regret. My dear sister, the gaze is powerful. When you look too long, your heart begins to imagine, and the imagination feeds attachment. That is why Islam teaches us to lower our eyes, not because attraction is evil, but because it needs control. You can't control who you find beautiful, but you can control how you respond. And that control is where your strength lies. The one who lowers her gaze for the sake of Allah is not weak, she is strong, strong enough to say, my heart belongs to my Lord before anyone else. Every time you lower your gaze, you are making a silent statement. I choose obedience over temptation. You are saying to Allah, Wa Rabb, you are more important to me than a moment's curiosity. These small acts of self-control may seem invisible to the world, but they are magnificent in the sight of Allah. Each time you turn your eyes away, you earn a reward. The Prophet said that there is nothing more beloved to Allah than a young person who leaves a desire for his sake. Imagine, in a world where everyone follows their impulses, you choose purity. That choice makes you rare and precious. Lowering the gaze is not only about avoiding looking at someone with attraction. It's also about guarding your heart from unnecessary attention. Sometimes you might not realize that lingering looks, smiles, or small interactions can send messages you never intended. They open doors that are hard to close later. Protect yourself from that. If someone seeks your attention, look away respectfully and keep your dignity intact. You are not cold, you are wise. When you lower your gaze, you also protect your peace. You stop comparing yourself to others, stop craving validation, and stop letting your emotions control you. You begin to see the world with clearer eyes that are not clouded by desire or distraction. And the more you guard your eyes, the purer your heart becomes. Allah fills that heart with light, with tranquility, with contentment. Remember, my dear sister, your gaze is a window to your soul. What you allow through it shapes what lives within you. So guard it like a treasure. Every time you lower your eyes, imagine that you are looking toward Jannah, not this world, because those who lower their gaze in this life will be blessed to raise their eyes in the next, to see the face of Allah, the most beautiful, and that is the sight worth waiting for. Modesty, or haya, is one of the most beautiful qualities a believer can possess. It is not just about the way you dress, but about how you carry yourself, how you speak, how you think, and how you interact with the world. Haya is the light that shines from within. It's dignity, it's self-respect, and it's the awareness that Allah is always watching. When a girl protects her modesty, she is not holding herself back from the world. She is protecting her soul from harm. In our time, modesty is often misunderstood. People may tell you that it's outdated, that confidence means being bold, open, and free. But the truth is, haya does not make you weak. It makes you noble. It's easy to follow what everyone else is doing. It takes courage to follow Allah. Haya is that quiet strength that whispers to your heart, I don't need attention to feel valued. My worth comes from my Creator, not from people. When a girl adorns herself with modesty, she shines in a way that no makeup or fashion can ever achieve. There's a serenity in her eyes, a softness in her voice, and a calm in her presence that reflects true faith. People respect her without her needing to ask for it, because she respects herself. The Prophet said, every religion has its distinct characteristic, and the characteristic of Islam is modesty. That means haya is not optional. It's a core part of who we are as Muslims. My dear sister, modesty is your protection. It guards you from being seen as an object, from being valued only for appearance, and from being used or hurt. It builds a shield around your heart that only someone pure enough, someone who comes with the right intention, through the right path, can reach. When you speak softly, dress respectfully, and lower your gaze, you are saying to the world, I honor myself because Allah honors me. A haya also extends to how you behave online. The digital world can make it easy to lose the sense of boundaries, posting pictures for likes, chatting casually, seeking validation. But remember, every click, every post, every comment is seen by Allah. The one who practices modesty, even when no one is watching, is truly sincere. She knows that Allah sees what others do not. True modesty brings peace. You don't have to compete, to impress, to seek attention, because your goal is Allah's pleasure. And when you live for Him, He makes the hearts of people naturally respect and love you. Haya doesn't take away your beauty, it preserves it. It doesn't limit your confidence, it purifies it. So, my dear sister, wear your modesty like a crown. Let your words be gentle, your gaze humble, your clothing dignified, and your heart connected to Allah. Because in a world that celebrates exposure, the one who guards her modesty is truly free. And in Allah's sight, she is more beautiful than anyone else. Sin rarely begins as something obvious. It often starts with something that seems so small, so harmless, that we don't even realize where it's leading us. This is why Allah warns us in the Quran, do not go near zina, fornication. Notice that Allah didn't say, do not commit it. He said, do not go near it. Because the path towards sin starts long before the sin itself, with a glance, a word, a text, a smile. Just friends' conversation. Shaytan is patient. He never tells you to commit a major sin right away. He whispers softly, step by step, until your heart begins to lose its guard. My dear sister, this is why you must be vigilant. The small steps matter. You might tell yourself, it's just a message, or we're just talking about school, or it's nothing serious. But the heart is fragile. What begins as a simple chat can quickly grow into attachment, curiosity, and emotional connection. And once the heart is attached, it becomes much harder to pull away. Shaytan loves to decorate sins. He makes them look harmless, even beautiful. But every sin begins with a door you choose not to close. Think of your heart like a garden. If you leave the gate open, weeds will eventually grow and choke the flowers inside. The more you allow unnecessary interactions, the more you invite temptation into your heart. Protecting yourself isn't about being fearful or isolated. It's about being wise. It's about recognizing that what may feel innocent now can become regret later. And regret in the heart is heavy. It steals your peace and distances you from Allah. If you ever find yourself taking one of those small steps, pause and turn back immediately. Don't justify it. Don't tell yourself you can handle it. Even the strongest believers are warned to stay away from temptation, because no one is immune to the whispers of Shaytan. Allah created us with emotions and desires, but He also gave us wisdom to guide them. And the one who walks away for Allah's sake never loses. She gains protection, respect, and a closeness to her Lord that no worldly connection can replace. Always ask yourself, will this bring me closer to Allah or further from Him? If the answer is even slightly unclear, then that's your sign to step back. Protect your heart before it needs healing. Sometimes the most powerful act of love is the one you never show, because you loved Allah more. The beauty of Islam is that it doesn't just forbid sin, it protects you from even reaching its door. Every time you resist the urge to message, to look, to laugh, or to engage in what could lead to harm, you are walking the path of purity. And the one who guards herself from the small steps will never fall into the big ones. So, my dear sister, remember Shaytan's whisper begins softly, but it ends loudly. Don't give him that first step. Close the door before the wind blows. And know that Allah will replace what you leave for His sake with something far greater. Peace, light, and a love that is pure and everlasting. When the heart feels something deeply, the best place to take those feelings is to Allah. He is the one who created the heart, the one who controls it, and the one who can purify it. Sometimes when you like someone or find yourself drawn to a person, it can feel overwhelming. You might think about them often, imagine conversations, or even feel sadness when you try to pull away. But remember, Allah understands what you cannot even express. He knows the whispers of your heart before they reach your tongue. So instead of letting your emotions lead you into actions you might regret, turn them into dua. Talk to Him like a close friend who listens and never judges. Say, why Allah? You know what's inside me. You know what I feel and what I want. If this feeling is good for me, bless it in a way that pleases you. And if it's not, remove it gently from my heart and fill me with peace. This kind of dua transforms your emotion into worship. It takes something that could become a distraction and turns it into a moment of connection with your Lord. Allah loves the hearts that return to Him in sincerity, that admit weakness, that seek His help. Patience, my dear sister, is not just about waiting. It's about trusting Allah's plan while keeping your heart pure. You might not understand why you feel something, or why Allah hasn't given you what you want right now. But every delay, every no, and every closed door has wisdom in it. Sometimes Allah protects you by not giving you what you desire, because He knows what could harm your faith, what could bring pain later. and what could lead you away from Him. The heart that is patient for Allah's sake will never lose. Every time you resist temptation, every time you hold back from sending that message or starting that conversation, you are growing spiritually stronger. You are proving to yourself that your love for Allah is greater than your love for any temporary emotion. And Allah promises that whoever leaves something for His sake, He will replace it with something better. Better peace, better love, better people. When you find your heart restless, open the Quran. Let the words of Allah heal you. When you feel lonely, pray 2 rak'ahs and pour your emotions into sujud. Cry to Him if you must. Tears shed for Allah are never wasted. He will replace your confusion with clarity, your sadness with serenity, and your longing with contentment. Always remember, your heart belongs to the one who created it. He knows who will walk into your life and when. So don't rush what Allah is still writing. Focus on becoming the person that your future will need, a woman of faith, strength, and peace. Keep your dua alive, keep your patience firm, and know that Allah never ignores a sincere heart. Every emotion you surrender to Allah becomes light. And one day, when He brings the right person into your life, in the right way, at the right time, you'll look back and realize why every moment of patience was worth it. Because Allah never forgets the heart that chooses Him first. My dear sisters, you are more valuable than you realize. The world will tell you that your worth is in how you look, how popular you are, or who likes you. But in truth, your worth is in your relationship with Allah, in your modesty, your purity, and your obedience to Him. Every time you say no to what displeases Him, you rise higher in His sight. Do not rush love. Let Allah write your story. What is meant for you will never miss you, and what is not meant for you will never reach you, no matter how much you chase it. Guard your heart, lower your gaze, and trust Allah's timing. He knows the whispers of your heart, and if you stay patient, He will give you someone who will lead you closer to Him, not away from Him. Choose peace over pressure. Choose dignity over desire. Choose Allah, and He will fill your heart with a love purer than anything this world can offer. Jazakum Allahu Karen, my dear sisters, for taking the time to listen and reflect. May Allah fill your heart with strength, your soul with peace, and your life with faith and purity. Always remember, protecting your heart is an act of worship. Until next time, keep your Iman strong, your heart sincere, and your eyes focused on Jannah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.